be here. It is beautiful here. Man, it's gorgeous. I went outside on the veranda overlooking the lake and just took it all in. It was like an awe. I saw people walking across the grass and I couldn't help myself. Get out, Michael!
This noisy didn't come out.
Well, my name is David Medrila and I'm from Tucson. Anybody from Tucson? Oh, okay. She and I are the only ones that kicked out of Tucson right there. Okay. I grew up on the south side, tough neighborhood. My neighborhood was so tough, the local YMCA stood for your mom was a crack addict. That's what I'm telling you, it was a tough neighborhood, man. It was bad. Some guy had a yard sale down the street, sold everything in the house. He didn't even live there. And a Mexican neighborhood too, man. I grew up with a bunch of traviesos, the guys that are always getting in trouble, picking fights, doing this and doing that. And you know, we played all the kids' games. You know, like freeze tag and hide and go seek. You remember those? Sir, you remember kick the can? Yeah, we changed that to kick the Mexican. You learned not to fall down in my neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. And everything was Mexican. My first dog there was a Mexican rescue. It was a rescue from Mexico. And that's the dog pound told us when we picked her up. It was confirmed the first time I gave her some leftover chorizo when she asked me for a tortilla and a side of beans. She did that shit in Spanish, so it was cool, man. But you know, a lot of families, we go to Mexico when we were kids to buy clothes, food, groceries, you know, anything like that, furniture, that was cheap there. And even now, to this day, people will still go to Mexico to buy gas, cheaper there. Prescription drugs, they're real cheap there. But it's Mexico. You never know what you're going to get, right? I took my wife to Puerto Vallarta for our anniversary. I wanted to surprise her, so I bought some Viagra. For 4 hours, my arm was like this. I couldn't even pee. My arm was so stiff. Right? But I'm really proud to be Mexican. Thanks for giving a shit, folks. Really. A lot of my friends say, my Anglo friends say, you're not a real Mexican, you were born here. That makes you like a Chicano or like a Hispanic. So I decided to combine those three words, Mexican, Chicano, and Hispanic. So now when people ask about my ethnicity, I can tell them, what are they? You see, Mexican, Chicano, Hispanic, I think that makes me a mechanic. But it's great to be here. I've been getting bombarded lately by a chingo of emails from ChristianSingles.com. Have you ever heard of them? ChristianSingles.com. Find the love of your life, ChristianSingles.com. Find your soulmate, ChristianSingles.com. 8 or 9 emails a day, I got sick of it. So I decided to join, but I signed up as Satan. They paired me with my ex-wife. Can you believe this? I will say this, she may have been the devil, but I miss her Beelzebubs. That's all. Went to my class reunion, never been to a class reunion. Woohoo! I was excited, class reunion. Woohoo! It sucked. Because I was homeschooled. My freaking sister didn't even show up. And she was my prom date. No, so we actually, I'm kidding. I didn't go to a public school. I'd never been to a class reunion. I finally went to this one. It was our 50th, but it was actually our 46th. They called it our 50th because too many of us were dying along the way. So they knew that I did comedy, so they wanted me to open it up, and I was caught off guard. Now, you got to understand that all the girls that wouldn't date me in high school were at this reunion. And, you know, I was a class clown. So when I asked them out, you know, you want to go on a date? Oh, David, you're so funny. You want to go to the prom with me? There you go, joking again. So they were all there, right? So I started off, I didn't know what to say. I thought, I'm looking at the guys in the room, and I said, wow, guys, I remember when all these chicks were hot seniors. Now they're just seniors. With hot flashes. One gal in particular, I had a crush on her for 4 years. She was my high school crush. She was a cheerleader, and I was a band nerd. So I knew I never had a shot with her. Just as well, because she was dumb as a bag of hammers. I swear, in high school, she thought that the Big Bang Theory was a ride home on a football bus. That's all I'm saying. But we had a good time. I enjoyed school. You know, growing. Anybody have any nicknames growing up? Nicknames? I did. My dad called me Squirt because I was born born about 6 weeks early. And that was a little guy, most of my kid life. I didn't have a close work until after high school. And plus, I used to like that drink, the carbonated drink, the soda squirt. My dad would mix drinks, and he stayed to the last week, and I come running in, squirt, and I chug it down like one of my alcoholic uncles. You know, just. That's what we was feeling. Hey, squirt, how's school today, squirt? You know, get your homework done, squirt. You want to go to the game this weekend, squirt? And I liked school, except for one day. That one day, about 5th grade, where we learned about how babies were made. Now, I never thought about it. You know, the thought of my mom giving it up to my dad. You know, it just didn't sit well with me. And the different ways my dad could have violated her. You know what I mean? And, you know, I was overwhelmed with a bunch of emotions. You know, I was depressed. I was kind of mad at my dad. I remember I was walking home real slow. And my dad beat me home that day, and I kicked open the door, and my dad said, "Hey, how's my little squirt?" "Dad, you can't call me that anymore." Obvious reasons, you son of a bitch. But I miss my dad. He's been gone. He's getting to that age, and I see a lot of folks, if you're over the age of 55, 60, clap your hands. I want to know where you're at. He was at that age where you just don't give a rat's ass about anything. You know what I mean? You're going to live on your terms. You don't care who you offend. You're going to say what you want. That was him. What he was doing is that I come over to see him. "Dad, let me in." He'd open the door wearing nothing but his underwear. That was his big thing. "Come on in, son." He'd walk around. And his underwear was older than I was. You know, it would hang all the way to the ground, and there would be holes and everything. "Dad, go put some shorts on." "Mom, geez, I can see those things look like a couple bruised avocados." And he'd grumble, "It's my house, I can do whatever." Then he'd go, "Wait a minute, weren't you a Star Trek fan as a kid?" "Yeah." He said, "It's a mothership right there." I said, "Seriously, Pop, go put some shorts on. You're dragging, so you have a snail trail right here in the carpet." And now my kids make fun of me because I walk around the house in my underwear. But it was a different time back then. My dad taught us character. He made men out of all of us, you know. Even my sister had hair on her nuts. I don't know where that came from. It just happened. You never tell her I said that. But you know, we grew up with chores. Remember, clap your hands if you had to do chores. Remember that? Yeah. You know, you wanted money, you did chores. You did your allowance. You wanted more money, you did more chores. Nowadays, kids don't do chores. Parents will just give their kids money. I don't get that. I don't get it at all. I remember I asked my dad for $10. "Hey, can I have $10? And his answer was always the same. "What do you think, I shit money?" That was it. Maybe some of your dads said the same thing. The other day, my son. Now they're smart asses on top of that. My son asked me, "Dad, can I have $50? Just like my dad. "What do you think, son? I shit money?" I said, "I don't know, but can I clean your ass for some change?" They're smart asses now. I got pulled over in my neighborhood by a young cop. Just being a jerk, about 31, 32, something like that. And I did everything I could to bite my tongue to get out of paying that thing. I'll pay that thing. "Yes, sir. No, sir." That kind of stuff. The kicker was when he got my license and he started making fun of how old I was. Wow. I'm sitting in the car. "You were born in 1959. You could have been my father." I said, "Show me pictures of your mom, I'll tell you." I'm sure I still recognize parts of her. "Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?" But they didn't, you know, our kids will never be able to live like what we went through. Do you remember Saturday morning cartoons? That was cool, huh? After school specials, drive-in movies, and even the commercials were cool. You know, some of them have survived to this day, but you know, we used to like to sing the commercials. This is the commercial that has survived today. I'm going to sing half of it. I want you to sing the other half. You're going to recognize it right off. So I'm going to sing, "And like a good neighbor." You guys think that like a Mormon tabernacle choir, man? There's harmony and shit and all that. How about this one? "Block, block, fizz, fizz. Frosted Lucky Charms." Remember this one?
All right,
Why
let me
you
know when you listen.
Something like that would say Peter at school and get away with it. upset stomach. I can't believe you sing a song about diarrhea. But you know, diarrhea, it's a kind of a pretty name when you think about it, right? I mean, diarrhea just kind of hangs out there. I could see maybe my kid diarrhea, just my daughter diarrhea, and her son, her brother colon. But I've been into Netflix. That's the other thing they have cool right now. Netflix movies, they're just cool for us. Latinos, we finally got. Where are my Latinos? Make some noise. Where are you? Oh, that's it. Not for life. You guys are so wrong. We're ready for a revolution. We have our first superhero. Our first, the Blue Beetle. Did you see that movie, The Blue Beetle? They call it the Blue Beetle because nobody comes out to see the brown cucaracha. And lately I've been into that show Alone. Have you seen that? It's a competition. They drop people off different parts of the wilderness. And you got to survive. On your own, you got to build your own shelter. You got to make your own fire. It's kind of like camping on steroids. But these people will eat the nastiest stuff you can imagine. Bugs, insects, worms, and anything else you might find in a street taco. But this one show, this guy was starving so bad that he killed a rabbit and he ate it raw. Oh yeah, it was bad. And he got constipated, you had to get him off the island, take him to the hospital. I think he died. Doctor said he had a wild hair up his ass. That's funny, I don't care what your pronoun is, that shit is funny right there. My wife, she thinks she's funny. Okay, so we're getting to the age where, we're starting to forget things. She woke up the other morning complaining about, she doesn't remember this person's names, these person's faces, who they are, what they do. And the smart ass that I am, I rolled over and said, "Hi, I'm Dave, your husband." And she said, "What? I'm married?" Yeah, and she really does think she's funny. I've been doing comedy for about 25 years. So I told her, "Honey, you know what? I'm thinking about doing a one-man comedy show." She says, "Why? Doesn't anybody show up?" That shit is grounds for divorce right there, man. And so now, she's been mad at me for about the last month. Washing machine broke down. And she wanted me to run out and fix one. Washing machines are like $1,000. I wasn't going to do that. Plus, they're fixers. We come up with solutions until we're ready to buy whatever it was. So, just to prove a point, I started doing loads of our laundry in the dishwasher. Right? I mean, they're both washers. They're going to get the stuff clean, except now you never know what you're scraping off the salad plates in our house. My son comes up to me and plays, "Yeah, is that a cool down now?" I think it's clean down. Oh, don't do me, they get worse. They get worse. And so I finally broke out and I went out to Walmart and I was pricing some washing machines. I told him, "Get me one that's steamed in the back." And so he was checking in the back and there was a security guard there. Have you ever been to a place and somebody mistakes you for an employee and you don't work there? Of course, I was wearing a blue shirt and they wore blue vest. Some lady came in, an older lady, came in and I guess she was having a problem with static clean. I didn't know it at the time. She came right up to me, randomly says, "Excuse me, sir, do you have dryer balls?" I used to till I started using lotion. Now they don't chafe as much. And I turned to the security guard and said, "How your boys doing?" She got mad, the manager came out, she ratted me out, and I got banned from Walmart for life. They call it sexual harassment, banned for life. But the security guard couldn't stop laughing. He was escorting me out the door. That was a good thing there. Right? But we're getting old, man. We're just getting up. Again, the over 50 crowd. Over 50, 55, where are you? Someone like you should be in bed by now. Look at you.
No, hurry up.
Yeah, man, I'll say this. I am aging like a fine wino. Wino being the key word. I'm at the age where acid reflux is a flavor. That's all I'm saying. And your body changes, man. You wouldn't think to look at me now. But at one time, I was buff. And now I'm buffing. But if you're over 50, 55, you know what I'm talking about. We have no more bladder control. None. I dribble more than the Harlem Globetrotters. That's all I'm saying. I can do ball tricks and everything. I'm telling you, man. I'm afraid of getting that Alzheimer's. I don't want that Alzheimer's. Scared to death of it. runs in the family. I had an uncle diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Right before he was diagnosed, he came over to my house to borrow $1,000. I owed him $1,000. And he can't remember. I mean, what am I going to do, right? On the plus side, I'm able to collect 3 times. But you know, I'm really having problems with my memory now. You're getting to the age where you start to forget things. And so I went to the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies, they are no help, none. I went to the doctor and said, Doc, I can't forget jokes, I can't forget punchlines, I need to remember my set. I started forgetting things. What can I do for my memory? He tells me just like this. Okay, this is what you do. Go to the pharmacy and ask for some phosphatidylserine, some Gianco Emeniceras, some Ginkgo biloba, or some Apollo Hungarian. Any one of those will help your memory. Get the heck out of here. Now, really? I mean, I can't even remember where I put my car keys. You want me to memorize that shit? You might as well say, hey, go to the pharmacy and ask for some. It took me 3 months to memorize that joke. The doctor made me lose some weight. I recently lost about 35, 40 pounds. My clothes are still kind of big on me. That's kind of cool. But he put me on a diet. He says, hey, yeah, you got to lose some weight, man. You can't eat tacos or tostadas no more, and no more tortillas. And I said, come on, Doc, growing up, in my family, art was a beverage. That's all I'm saying. And so I tried every diet match. I had a girl that I used to work with, and she said she would eat and make herself go up. What is that called? Bulimia? I couldn't do that. She said, well, try this. You can lose weight if you eat naked in front of a mirror. I tried that. The mirror threw up. The mirror lost 25 pounds. Yeah, man. My wife finally put me on a low carb, what is it, protein, no carbs. She said, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is gonna suck. She said, well, it's all right because you can cheat once in a while. I think, all right, I'll try it. Everything was fine and dandy to that one night I brought my girlfriend home and then all hell broke loose. Now I'm the asshole. But I just want to survive, man. I mean, when you're younger, you don't care about dying. Now at our age, every day above ground, that's a good day. You know what I'm saying? And especially with COVID, you know, people are dying left to right, the shots, the boosters, and you know, if you didn't get your shots and boosters, it's up to you, Jack. I'm just saying it because a lot of people had side effects of the boosters. My wife, she got migraine headaches. The gal next door, she got cramps in the legs. I got an STD. I have no idea. Might have had something to do with cramps in her legs. I don't know. But I was teaching them a time. I'm going to get to that right now. And I just quit all that. I was going to try a different job. So for a while, I was a night stalker at the grocery store. At least that's what the restraining order said. But I even went to bartending school to become a bartender. I want a round of applause for your wait staff and your bartenders. Yeah. Take care of them. But that job is fun, but it's not easy. Because you have to learn the old drinks, Finger Slings, Twisted Sours, and Top Comments. And the new drinks have all these risque names. Okay? Like, and I didn't learn them all, but like Sex on the Beach, and Slow Comfortable Screw Against the Wall, you know what I mean? My first bartending gig, some gal came up to me and wanted a buttery nipple, so I showed her mine. But you get to mix these drinks up, man, and I'm practicing at home. And so I asked my wife, hey, honey, how would you like a springing orgasm? She says, why, is the pool guy here again? What? And we don't even have a pool. That's some bullshit there. But I worked at a hardware store. Okay, and there were a bunch of tweakers that would come in and steal from us. So one night I kicked out like 3 or 4 of them. I had to get into physical with them. You know, and it was just a bad night. At the end of my shift, I'm walking out to my car, and they surrounded me. You know, one guy had a crowbar, still had the sales tag on it. And the other guy had a knife being stolen. One guy pulled out a 2x4 he got in the lumber yard, and they're closing in on me. I had to defend myself the only way I knew how. I threw a job application at him. Never knew them suckers could run that fast. But I was a school teacher for 40 years. Are there any teachers in here? Yes? Well, give it up for them, because you have school teachers are like Vietnam vet, and you don't know you were there. But I only got fired for one job in 40 years. a joke anymore. It's just crazy. So this is what happened. Okay. I was hired as an assistant principal. School hadn't even started yet. And 2 weeks before school started, I'm meeting my monitor, security staff. Mr. Gonzalez, nice to have you. Mr. Johnson, welcome aboard. Ms. Garcia, it's great having you. Then there was a little scrawny Anglo lady. I couldn't pronounce her name. She said, my name is Miss Mulatalo. Mulatalo, that's different. What is that, like Hawaiian? She said, no. My husband, he's Samoan. And I said, well, I'm from Mexican. And we had a little trouble. We went off the meeting. An hour later, they had me in the principal's office. They wanted to fire me for a racial slur. Can you believe that? Oh, yeah, man. And I was trying to defend it. It was against me, not her. It wasn't even my joke. It's a friend of mine named Patrick Candelaria, pastor of Rest of Soul, he just passed away not long ago. That was his joke, and I'm telling him about the story. And he's snapping his tail off. And he says, serves you right for stealing my joke. That's not why I got fired. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So, as far back as I can remember, I've always had to teach 6th graders first period. Now, when 6th graders, I know the teachers will back me up on this, when they're 5th grade, they walk around like their stuff goes, like they're seniors in high school. They get to middle school, they're scared to death. So I have this little joke that I use on them. And what I do is I get them together in first class, I say, okay, who's the smartest kid in here? Icebreaker, that's what it's called. Who's the smartest kid in here? And you always have that one kid, little Johnny, jumping up and down. Me. I said, okay, in a minute, Johnny, I'm going to ask you a question. And how you answer that question will determine how smart you are. You ready? He says, yeah, I'm ready. I said, okay. Do you have any holes in your underwear? And everybody starts to laugh. He's looking around. No. How do you get your legs through? That bullshit. That's funny right there. I don't care what your pronoun is. You're going to be saying that to your grandkids tomorrow. But you know, then they love me after that. They work hard for me. We have a great year. When I was about 25, I was asked to teach at the college one class. And this time I was nervous because there's not a whole lot of age difference. Okay? So, first day of class, the students are coming in. I'm getting a little anxiety attack. What am I going to do? But I thought, I'm going to use an icebreaker. Yeah, I'll do that. Get them on my side. We'll have a great year. So, just said this fiery redhead, beautiful green eyes, gorgeous complexion, a body that wouldn't quit, in one of those dresses that form-fitted right to her body. Comes down, sits right in front of me. She can reach out and touch me. Like, I'm not nervous enough, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get this class started. So, students, I'm looking for the smartest person in here. And she's the only one who raises her hand. Nobody else. Okay, ma'am, you think you're pretty smart? She says, well, I am in college. Duh. And everyone else, ooh, she burned you. Ooh, sir, she got you. And I'm thinking, okay, you're going to try to embarrass me, all right. And I'm going to get you now. Gloves come off. In a minute, I'm going to ask you a question. I answer that question is going to determine how smart you are. You ready? Fire away. So I said, all right. You have any holes in your underwear? She looks at me just like this. I'm not married underwear. That's what I did. I had nothing. No comeback. Never mind the sexual harassment implications. I could have gotten fired for it. But that joke alone, I had nothing. That's not why I got fired. I'll tell you about that. So the teachers are backing up on this. Whenever a teacher calls in sick, we can't get us up. We have to cover for them. Nobody likes to do it. It sucks. Okay, so one day I get this note saying, fourth period, you got to cover 5th graders social studies. All right, so I get there, there's no lesson plans, which makes it suck even more. Just a note that says, teach them about the 50 states. And I'm thinking, okay, so I ask the kids, what about this 50 states? Sir, one guy says, we haven't started that unit, she wants to test us already. And so you don't know anything about the states? Well, we know Arizona. Okay, well, all right. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? I got it for a whole hour. And then a comedian in me kicks in. Okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play a game. I'm going to give you a riddle, a joke, or a rhyme. You tell me what state I'm talking about. In fact, you guys can play along like you're part of the class. See if you're smarter than a 5th grader. Okay? All right, so this was the first question. See if you get it. When cell phones first came out, which state had the highest cell phone bill? Anybody? Who? I thought I heard it. Texas. Right? Are you from Texas? Oh, there you go. There you knew that. Texas. So, you know, now you know how the game goes. Here's an easy one. What state sounds like a small soft drink, small soft drink. Really? Put you back in the 3rd grade, guys. Minnesota. Who said this? Somebody said it over here. You know, and it sounds corny, but the kids, you can see them mouthing it. Minnesota. So they're trying to retain the information. They're learning. Okay, here's a real easy one. What state is the pirate's favorite? Pirate's favorite. Arkansas. Okay, I'm going to give you this one just because you're a fun crowd. They couldn't get this either. I don't think if you get this, I'd be surprised. Which state has the largest people? The largest people? Okay, here's the answer. Damn, Utah! I'll leave you with this one. Which state has the most baby mamas? The most baby mamas. Anybody? The most baby mamas. Idaho. That's a joke you got me fired. Idaho. I thought it was you clever, right? I mean, how was I to know that the principal's wife was from Boise?